Hello, and welcome to session one of Heart of the Tower, a Trophy Gold West Marches game that is making use of the Salt and Iron community from the Gauntlet. Currently, we only have one player today, but we can make do. The tower in question is known by another name, the Spire, reaching ever upwards, building on its top of itself like a monstrosity and insult to God. There is technology, weapons, guns, trains. Most of it's cursed, ill forgotten, but people still live there. People have some semblance of normalcy there. But that doesn't speak to the horrors below. Down below, in the earth, in the flesh of a monstrosity that is only known as the heart. What it is, no one really can say. What it wants is a little bit more clear. It wants to give you whatever you desire, but you just need to come in, get closer, down to the source, down to the pulse. But maybe if you just get close enough and then leave, you can get what you want, scot-free. Which brings us to the current situation. Because magistrates from above, they really don't want you messing around with the heart. So they try to keep out vagrants from creating wounds that people can travel in and out of. Does it really stop anyone? No, but it makes things difficult. So we are on the surface. It is a pretty unusual place because the spire is just like has this massive base that goes around for miles on end with chains holding it down just in case the heart sort of beats and pulses it upward, trying to topple the sort of intrusion, parasite. But there is people sort of milling about trying to like find doors, holes, something they can crawl into, like little worms down below. But this is your first set. The set goal being open a wound into the heart. And I would like you to introduce your character. What does your character look like?
So, Ink Floods the Vein is a noble, is an aristocrat from the upper city. They are not trying to look like a noble. They are dressed in dull colors, drab traveling clothes, a cloak with hood, and unlike what you see in the player document, there's no ostentation whatsoever. The only evidence that somebody might have that this is a someone who maybe is less likely to be scurrying around in these parts is the white mask that they wear over their face, completely obscuring their features. It's not only the nobles of the city who wear these masks, their servants do as well. But this one is particularly finely made. As ink floods the vein, makes their way cautiously, trying not to attract attention.
Mm-hmm. I think as you just sort of make your way, are you getting closer to the tower, or are you making sort of a general observation of the people around here?
I'm keeping an eye open pretty carefully. I'm moving away from the tower whenever possible. But I think it's only a matter of time before I have to come closer again.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Do you
would
want?
like to see who else is around here. I mean, are there others masked as I am, or what sort of folks are around here?
Yeah, that sounds like a hunt roll.
It
Since you're
does, and I think
asking,
I need a roller,
uh,
unless I can find some dice in my desk.
yeah, we can just use uh, the dice roller that is already linked in the character keeper,
Oh yeah,
because I'm just like, we're not going to be using a different roller, so people are going to be like,
there it
who
is.
is this?
Okay, so a hunt roll. Let's see here. Wandering could be a
Mm.
skill that I might use as I'm roaming around and trying to not attract attention.
As well as looking into the nature of other wanderers.
Hmm.
So that'll be 2 light dice.
That is a pair of twos.
Inks floods the veins. There's many people of the world. There are humans who come from Eastern kingdoms looking to take whatever technology that the heart wants that to give them, because it is a fascinating sort of exploration. You see they have guns that have like attachments to it, and every so often like they sort of like electricity flows through them, sparking. There are gnolls who are taking a little bit of a break from trying to badger down like the walls of the heart, well as the tower, sort of sharpening their weapons and whatnot, because well, maybe physical prowess, maybe not all that is required, but rather you need to cut elsewhere. And there are drow who are surveying the scene. Not a lot of Alfir up above here. And I think that is the terrible thing, because people recognize an Alfir, because most Alfir wear masks like yours, and yours looks really refined. Some are contemplating some things. You see the look upon their eyes. They want to steal your mask because, well, maybe they can either blackmail you into giving them whatever bits and bobs you may have left from your nobility, or itself could be valuable, could be made out of ivory, porcelain. What do you do?
I think if I see, is there anybody in particular who is
Um,
eyeing me with baleful intent, or are there those that I might try to fall in with who might care less about it?
I
The
think,
Knoll humans, possibly. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah, probably the humans are a little bit less concerned. I think like there is one with like really big goggles who's just like tinkering away, so less interested in wealth immediately. Whereas, like, some of the gnolls, they are licking their lips because, well, just because physical blades and daggers are useful doesn't mean that teeth on claws aren't.
I'll make my way over to the begoggled
Mm-hmm.
human. Without trying to come on too strong, but just say, you there.
Mm-hmm.
Have, are there ways are there ways further in?
Probably. Haven't quite found it yet, but still looking. And just like has like this sort of little ball that they are twisting on tighter and tighter. Mm,
What do you have there?
mm, mm. Something that could explode because, well, you know, sort of that battering ram of those nose over there hasn't really worked quite yet. But however, well, no one has used fire yet, so mm,
Can I see what he's talking about?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, some of the some of the items that the Nils have brought them, it's like a whole like camp worth of like stuff,
hmm.
sort of like bags and whatnot. Like there is like a cart of stuff, and like you do see like a battering ram that's being placed back onto it. That really hasn't quite worked as intended. Maybe, maybe there's some sort of other thing going on here.
I'll throw a look back towards the drow who are eyeing me suspiciously and lower my voice. Tell me, you think physical power is going to open the way here? Do you have any evidence of this?
I will give you another hunt roll. Uh, hmm,
Um, I'd make a bid for falsehood, considering that I already know that physical, just battering the wall with the battering ram is not likely to do much. That
yeah.
something more is needed. But I'm trying to be kind of conspiratorial with this guy, get him to open up a little.
Also, potentially engaging in a little bit of politics of just like, so those guys didn't work, but however your plan is going to work.
Sure.
Yeah, so two light dice.
All right, here we go. 2 3s.
I
The
am
blue.
trying. This is well, there's only one way to find out, and sort of twists the thing further. It clicks. It starts ticking. All right, you go place it, and you get handed a bomb.
Very good. Um, I'll go with this. I don't think this is going to work, but I do think it could be awfully distracting. Um, so I don't know how long I have before this thing blows,
Mm-hmm.
and I presume this guy doesn't tell me.
No, it doesn't. It is going to be a risk roll to get rid of the bomb.
Very good.
Bec-
All right. Well, I'm going to try to offload the bomb somewhere that might conceivably be what he wants me to do with it. But what I'm really looking for is a way to disappear when the bomb
mhm.
goes off.
Okay, so you say what you intend. What can go wrong? The bomb has too short of a fuse, and it goes off while you're
I
still
can offload it.
loading. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think it could
perhaps.
probably it draws more attention rather than
Hmm.
provides me cover.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be probably the least of your problems. Honestly, more more maiming rather than attention is probably the bigger issue here. Devil's Bargain. I think no matter what, I think you will be in a weird way indebted to this goggled eye guy, because either you will fail at your task and ruin the experiment, or B, you will be successful and he's helped you out. So,
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I definitely want to see more of this goggled weirdo.
mhm,
Um, okay, I'll take that bargain.
mhm.
And I mean, I don't know if the bomb itself counts as equipment, but I was thinking darkness as well. My
Yeah,
goal here then is to sort of vanish into the darkness.
yeah. So that'll be 2 light, a dark die because it is a bomb.
What? Surely not that dangerous.
I mean, if you hold the bomb while it goes off, you're losing a limb.
All right. 2 light, 1 dark.
Hmm.
Now, hold on.
I I swear to God, I don't know. I did not. Normally, my players roll much better than this.
Who who programmed this dice roller anyway?
I, if you
All right.
have
So
real dice, you can use them.
that
Um,
is a light 3. I don't have real dice. I think I took them out of my bag.
yeah.
Um, good. That is a light 3.
So that's failure. As you hand and start like moving to go away, just far enough away, the guy himself doesn't get blown up in an explosion, but the bomb. Which hand are you holding it in? Your left or your right?
Hmm. Say my right hand.
It goes off and obliterates you from the hand down to your elbow. You are bleeding. You will take a point of ruin uh, and take the condition destroyed arm. Unless you want to add a dark die and re-roll.
Absolutely, I want to add a dark die and reroll. It's not going to get much worse than that, I fear. So, two
Mm-hmm.
light, 2 dark.
Yeah.
Um, is clocking in with a pair of dark 6s. So actually, that I think I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I still take the ruin, but at least it's a success.
Yeah. Do you want to give the complication, or shall like in terms of like the ruin increase, or shall I? Because
You
you
go.
get
I mean, yeah, I think go for it.
okay. I think as you are placing down this bomb, little bits of tendrils from the heart are reaching up to grasp the tower, and I think it does touch you.
Hmm.
It whispers, say the password, and the way will be open. You need to come down. Come down. We wrote on your chest. We wrote the words. Take a point of ruin and the condition heart song.
All right.
But describe how you hide away from this explosion.
I'm going to plant the bomb away from other people, but at what seems like a structurally significant part of
Mm-hmm.
this wall, um, and simply sort of move lateral along the wall so that when there's a flare of light and sound, I'm hopefully just withdrawing into
Yeah,
shadows.
yeah. There are crevices. There is alcoves here, where where old shrines to forgotten deities have been built when the initial tower was being built. So, to give luck to the builders. And you
Well,
can hide.
that definitely attracts my attention. I think if I see shrines,
Hmm.
derelict shrines of any kind, I'm going to try to duck in. Is there a shrine here to the moon below?
Yeah, sounds like a hunt roll. So, uh, do you have any relevant skills or equipment?
I
Uh,
do. I have equipment. I mean, I don't. I wouldn't count falsehood the skill because I don't think this is necessarily false. But I do have sacred symbols of the old gods, which are outlawed in the city above.
mhm.
So I think I might be able to recognize using those symbols. I might be able to recognize their
Mhm.
like.
Yeah, yeah. So, 2 light dice.
Hmm, hello.
Dice roller.
There it is. 4. Like
Four. You get a token.
hopefully not going to see good old ink go down in the first episode here. All right, 1 hunt token.
Yeah. Uh, yes, there seems to be sort of a shrine dedicated to that goddess. It's a little bit hard to tell because it has been worn down over time, but there is crescent moons that get fuller and ebb and wane over this sort of very feminine form, the face of which has been sort of worn away for time. So like there's not really any facial features besides, oh, this is either an Alfir or drow of some kind.
I'll duck inside the shrine. When that voice spoke to me as
Mm-hmm.
I was planting the device, and it asked me for a password, but it also stated that it has given me something. Is
Mm-hmm.
this the I mean, do I feel different as a result of what it's said or promised or threatened?
I'll give you this for free. You feel different as though you have been sort of called specifically down to go down rather than having vague notions of like the heart can
Hmm.
provide answers to your drive maybe.
I'm gonna unbutton my shirt and see. I think there has been a mark there already
Mm-hmm.
before I left the tower, before I stole the symbols, before I took the mask, which was not mine,
Yep.
but another's. There was something there, a mark or a splotch.
Yep.
Has it changed at all?
There's more splotches. I think if you had a mirror of some sort, then you could probably read the words on your chest. But it's like a little bit difficult to like read stuff on your skin, especially like on the front of you.
And it's dark in here, I'm sure. And that
Yeah.
was the goal. I'm gonna poke around this shrine a little bit, see if I can find if there's a mirror I can find, and if not, if there's anything else valuable or something that I might take to ease my way forward in
Okay.
exile.
Yeah. So looking for a mirror. Is there a mirror? Again, another hunt roll.
Mhm.
You can spend darkness, so 2 light.
So 6, light 6.
A light 6. Yeah, you can find a mirror. I think generally, like this sort of type of shrine, like it's only goes back like about 3 feet into the tower. It is a very, very cozy like space. There is like little benches and whatnot. but like right by the main statue there are sort of mirrors, so like as you sort of look upon the statue, if you try to look away, it's as though she is looking upon you because you see her out of the corner of your eye. It may feel comforting that you are seen, but to others it may be disconcerting because you are seen.
I'll, if I can detach the mirror
Mm-hmm.
or position myself in front of it, I'm going to
Yeah.
try to see what it is on my chest that's different.
There on your chest, I'm not sure what the initial words that were placed there says, but I do know what the new word got added says. It says in Elvish the word for welcome.
Hmm. Welcome. How did I get into this mess? I think I don't know that I'm going to get a better opportunity than this, in this place of power, a place where I feel seen. Now this mention of being welcomed. Um, I left the city above because I couldn't any longer stand the lies and the corruption, and someone I loved was claimed by it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the place where I'm going to try to make my entry point.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to look around for whatever seems to be either the most valuable or the most irreplaceable of the. Uh, if there's anything less, I mean, you said this is sort of a derelict shrine. There may not be anything remaining.
I mean, there could be if you spend the hunt tokens.
Oh, right. All right. Well, I only have two of them. So then I think then all I have, and in some ways this is more fitting, is what I brought with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take irreplaceable. I hate to do it, but I feel like I have to do it. I'm going to take off the mask that was my husband's. And I'm going to burn it in hopes that this will, and I'm going to use my ritual of ashes, um, burning the mask. This, I hope this is in the spirit of the thing
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah.
the ritual, but to, instead of turning a different object to dust, to turn the floor to dust, to clear a
Oh,
passage through
okay.
the floor of the shrine into the heart.
All right. It will be a risk roll, and I will say outright because you are making this, that it is possible to enter the heart in this way. Um, what can go wrong?
Well,
Um, it's you are you burn your husband's mask, and the path isn't opened up. It burned away for nothing.
yeah, I think the psychological consequences of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, I would count the mask as like a piece of equipment. As because of
I think
how
I have it. Yeah,
significant it is to you. So that is your first light die. Devil's bargains. No matter what, you'll begin to be haunted by your husband.
yeah, that that tracks. At least it's probably the case anyway. So at least I'll get the dice for it.
Yeah. So two lights, one dark, because it is a ritual.
Um, and all right, here we go. That is a light 3.
Imagine that you place this mask in front of this worn statuette, burning it, the light being reflected by the mirrors on both sides. And it's as almost that the lips of the mask begin to move by themselves and just ask, why? Why destroy me? Why abandon me? The mask, it cracks and crumbles to ash, and nothing happens.
I would like to add a dark die and try again. All right. Take two.
Take two.
Mm. There it is. All right. Dark five. Light five and dark five. I assume we're still
Yeah.
operating with the forest rule.
Yeah. So instead of the forest, it's heart rules. Being haunted. I think you burn this away, and the ash of the mask sort of falls onto the floor, and the floor itself is ashing away, revealing a secret staircase down below. And it's sort of like, because of the structure, the statue sort of like starts like leaning on one side and whatnot. And for a second, it seems as though the statue itself has a face, where there was none. But it must be only a trick of the light because it is dark in here, right? And I think a hand gets placed on your shoulder. It is one of the gnolls from earlier. Well, well, well. It seems as though you found a little way down now here. Might be useful for more than just find a path order. Why don't you come with me and I'll just introduce you to the rest of the group?
May I offer a counter proposal?
Hmm.
And I'm going to, if he doesn't see me doing it and stop me, which I realize is a possibility, I'm going to reach into a pouch
Yep.
and pull out a marble, and I'll hold it up in what little light there is and show it to him. If I can offer a counter proposal, why don't you come with me?
Hmm.
I'm going to use my bottle ritual to force his spirit into the marble.
Okay. Uh, yeah. So that again, a risk roll. I think the risk is like if you try to do that. mm, This particular gnoll has seen rituals before and realize, oh yeah, you're doing something nefarious, and will attack you in self-defense. So, and because you're
Right.
effectively, oh yeah, you're using equipment, so that is your first light die. Devil's bargains. I think no matter what, rumors are going to be start to be spread amongst you about being a trickster, a liar amongst the various delvers here.
Hmm.
So,
I don't know if I can afford to not take this devil's bargain, given how I've been rolling.
mhm.
Yeah, so I'll take it. And I guess the goal here is to get the ritual off before he can successfully
Yep,
attack me.
yep,
All right, two light, one dark. Oh, yeah, risk roll, right? Two light,
yep.
one dark.
Two light, one dark.
Here we go. The light five.
Light five. You sort of touch the marble to the nose of the knoll, and you see through the breath the spirit is extracted. The complication is you now have an unconscious nobody in this room.
All right. Well, first things first, I'm going to pat him down and try to take anything of value from him that I can do quickly.
Okay. Do you want to spend any hunt tokens to make it valuable, or shall I just offer you some random equipment?
No, I'll use my hunt tokens and um, yeah, I'll use both of them.
Okay. I think probably as like you're patting down, like there's your standard fare, like okay, there's a blade, there is like a sort of a pocket full of like silver that's worth 1 gold. There's probably also mm, this sort of sphere, like a very polished like sphere. Is a muddy brown, but is pretty beautiful. Probably also worth 1 gold.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go down these stairs, but I do need to do something with this body. Can I take a just quick peek outside and see if? Oh, that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
But to see whether anybody is watching the entrance.
Uh, yeah. I'm going to give you this for free. As you like peek outside, like there is that little like group before. Some of the people are like standing up, brushing themselves off, and ready to get tried again, and like they're talking amongst themselves, and then suddenly point towards you as like they're like, "Oh yeah, where did so and so go?" And it's just like, "Oh yeah, they went over there." So
All right. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna get down the hole. Start descending the stairs. Pull the Knowles body after me,
mhm.
and just leave him on the stairs.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way since I destroyed the floor. I don't think there's any way I can obscure my tracks. So I think the only real option I have here is speed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take off into the darkness.
Yeah, I think you drag the knoll down like a couple stairs so like the knoll is like out of view,
At least they
and
won't see
maybe
me lying there.
people can assume like, oh no, this guy just tripped and fell down the stairs and knocked himself out.
Yeah, that's the hope. And
Yeah.
I will descend down into the tunnels.
Hmm. Descending down in the tunnels, there it is. The beginnings of the heart start to manifest. It's a little bit more fleshy than up above. You can feel it sort of squish underneath your feet. Do you have any light sources?
What a good question. I'll use some backpack equipment for that. Sure.
Hmm.
I think I have. I mean, a torch is entirely too pedestrian for an aristocrat of the city above. I think I've got a little drift globe style,
Hmm.
minor arcana, the kind that a
Yeah.
wealthy person could acquire, a little bauble that will produce light on command.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a little bubble, sort of like emits glow from all directions, so it does light your path. It doesn't seem to be like much else down here in terms of adversaries, but to be fair, you're still early on.
I'm gonna move quickly at first and not be terribly heedful about what I'm passing. I'm not going to stop to examine much, but I think after I've moved as quickly as I can for a time, I would like to stop and listen to see if I can get a sense of if I'm being pursued or if there is
Hmm.
life ahead of me that I might take notice of.
Okay, that'll be a hunt roll, skills or equipment.
Um, Wandering,
Okay, I'll give it to you. Too light.
light six.
Light six.
All right, now I'm rolling with with gas here.
Like, yeah, I don't think like there's anyone currently actively following you yet because again, you move the body out of like line of sight. So like even if they were to like take a look into the thing, they probably wouldn't really see much because it is dark down there, dark in there. And just by the angle, it's just like, oh, this seems like a derelict shrine. The statue's been sort of moved a little bit. So that was a pretty good plan. Moving forward.
Moving forward, there's no sound
Mm.
of other anything else down here. Then I'll keep pressing
Yeah.
forward. But I'm is there do I feel drawn in one direction or another when I stop and sort of expand my senses, listen out into the darkness? Can I also perceive anything of that voice that bade me welcome?
I think just to roll off from the previous thing, because that's also like, is there anything else following you? It's all around you. It's in the walls, it's in the flesh, and it's more or less not hostile, but more curious. And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think just to name this set the cursed tunnels, your set goal is to make your way to the land marked of Derelictus. It's it just wants to see you succeed. It wants to bring you in. You are far too close to the surface. You are ready to give up things from your previous life, but you're still haunted by that. You need to let some of that stuff go. More, more, more. It is concerning, to say the least, that you're this affected by the heart so early on. But you've heard the stories. People who go down, if they ever come back up, they are transformed beyond recognition.
I think ink in the darkness before pressing on and feeling that voice or that presence or that mind all around them. I think ink will say, "Well, here I am. I gave it all up followed you here. It's time for you to do your part.
Mhm.
And I'll press onward.
It does open up a little bit further down, probably one of the sort of less of the heart is a little bit of an ecosystem in of itself. There are creatures down here that try to survive. Some like little plants that grow in like a more open room. They are a little bit they have emit a little bit of light as like they are trying to attract what sounds like, because it is quiet down here. Like it's as though the surface has been totally cut off from above, but like a little bit of a buzzing noise as insects try to pollinate. And from your glow orb, you can see like the sort of slight reflections on what appears to be an underground lake.
Hmm. I think if there's an underground lake, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go to it, not carelessly or heedlessly, but before I explore this room, I'm going to go down and, using the light from the bauble, try to look at my reflection in the water, now unmasked.
Do you care for your reflection?
I think I've avoided it for a long time.
I think just by the nature of avoiding it, it doesn't look like you, even though you know it looks like you. There's someone standing there in your spot who looks a little afraid, a little wary of what's going on, eyes starting off into the sides as though you're prepared for someone to jump you. There is a little bit of a ripple in the water. Perhaps fish, but it really doesn't change the reflection of you. There's again that sort of buzzing noise as like something just like sort of like drifts into like your vision. You can see in the reflection of a bee.
It's odd that a bee would be underground. Can I watch and see where it goes? Is it completely alone? Is there a hive of some kind down here?
Mhm.
Or
This is
flowers?
will be a hunt roll.
Um, darkness. I think if
Yep.
trying to penetrate the darkness here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Two, two, two,
That is a
five,
3.
3. The bee is not alone. There are more bees. Quite a actually a lot of bees considering the area, and like they're coming. Like there's like trying to like figure out where they're coming from. You realize that there's like little bit of holes in the walls as like bees are climbing on out, and like they are flying around you, looking at you. Bees aren't supposed to be doing that.
No. All right. I'll cautiously withdraw. I'm not going to make any sudden movements, but going to continue making my way around the edge of the lake and see if they
Mm-hmm.
continue following me.
Yeah, yeah. There, in as like you're following, there is like some larger tunnels, like the sort of size of like probably can fit like a small animal, like a cat or something. Also
Hmm.
out the wall, and like you see bees coming in and out, sort of like a few of them like sitting down, sort of like buzzing their wings as though they are communicating with one another. And you hear from down there a very larger sound, more buzzing.
All right, I'm gonna get out of dodge here. Is there any larger tunnel
Mm,
that would accommodate an elf?
it, yeah, there is a lot, like a large tunnel where it is person size, so like you can head on down.
Yeah, I'm gonna make for that and not wait around to see what that large buzzing is. I'd also like to retcon something quick if I can.
Yep,
Shouldn't have any mechanical benefit, but just when I burned the mask, I
yep,
would like to have collected the ashes in a
mm-hmm,
pouch or some bag,
yep,
um, because I'm going to make use of those ashes down the line. So I just like to continue having those
yep,
with me. I crossed out
yep.
the mask on my equipment, but I'm going to replace it with a bag of ashes.
Yes, I will allow that. Uh, and that is where we're going to end today's session. Uh, Reduce your gold by burden of 1
Okay.
and spend the remaining however you please.
Yeah, I guess I'll. I mean, for the good of the order, we can take this back
Mm,
to the Discord. But
yep.
healing? Do I
Yes.
have access to healing if I make my way
Yeah.
down to Daedalus?
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say that either you can go back up to receive healing because the next landmark has not been found, but
Oh no.
uh, however, you do can get healing without any too much issue.
Okay. All right. Well, then to be
To be
continued.
yes, to be continued.
Thank you.